Who wants to put up the
Hey,
top?
but blurry is like in style now.
Yeah.
I know.
It
It
is.
is.
Yeah, out of focus, blurry.
There's still an art to the blur.
Look.
Yeah.
So,
Okay, so as someone who was a novice at one point in time, I learned on a Canon Mark III, which is still a fairly expensive camera, and you know, I could shoot whatever angles with it, but if they're not good angles, they're still objectively bad photos, and they just don't look good. They might be high quality, they might have all these pixels, all these colors, but it doesn't matter if your angle sucks. So
I think the biggest difference between a novice photographer with expensive equipment and an expert with, lower end equipment is definitely mastery of all the technical aspects of photography. Shutter speed, aperture, ISO, and even Kelvin too. Matching colors is very, very important. And I think novices, they don't really understand that. They might be shooting on auto, so they don't even know how to adjust your shutter speed. And just being able to know exactly how to make those changes on the fly, especially with wedding photography, things happen fast. You're outside, then you go inside, and being able to change your settings to best match your setting or your scenario definitely shows the difference between a novice and a professional.
it's fair.
Having a professional manage the day, they definitely know the ins and outs of a wedding and how all the different vendors that are contributing to that event and how we're all communicating prior to the day of versus a novice going in. They're just going to document the day the way it was without actually collaborating with any of the vendors, especially the wedding coordinator.
Yeah, and I think too, if something does present itself on the date of, because we're so well versed in wedding timelines, if we need to let them know that we're going to go a little bit faster, or we can slow down, or we can take this time, we can head out at this time for sunset photos. Oh, it's cloudy, let's go earlier. Like, there's just so many different things that we could actually be able to put our 2 cents in.
are you talking about problem solving?
Yeah.
Okay.
That we can provide for the couples on the day of, so they can thoroughly enjoy everything.
Yeah, we're adaptable to all situations. Just for example, like last weekend when it was raining, or it was like 2 weekends ago, and and like we had to adapt in the moment, and all of our settings, you have to know your equipment really well to be able to adapt with the weather change or the situation that the coordinators say, oh, you actually only have 10 minutes versus 30 minutes now. So what are you going to do within that short period of time? And that's the difference between a professional and a novice, because a novice will, not all novice are going to freak out, but a majority of them will, because they haven't been around with their equipment long enough in different situations.
You might be able to take a nice photo, but if you work too slow, or if you aren't able to manage your time right and you're trying to be everywhere at once, you're not going to be able to get the shots that you might even want or what they might even want. And then your collection is going to look too sporadic or too crazy. And I feel like part of our style is a really cohesive storytelling kind of aspect to it, and most novices aren't able to do that just based on their time management, and I think we really excel at that.